June 6, 1944, France. Dawn breaks over the English Channel as the coast of Normandy fills with ships. Allied battleships pound German fortifications along the beaches. Overhead, the sky hums with aircraft. Paratroopers descend behind enemy lines while fighters sweep low across the fields. By nightfall, more than 100,000 Allied soldiers have come ashore. News spreads like wildfire through occupied towns and quiet farms. People whisper the same words. Liberation has begun. In the hills and forests, the Maquis, the French resistance, spring into action. They cut railway lines, fell trees across roads, and strike at enemy convoys. In barns and cellars, small radios crackle with coded messages sent from London by the Special Operations Executive, Britain's secret wartime agency. The once mysterious phrases now carry a single, unmistakable order. Rise. Help the landings. Break the enemy's lines. But in Bordeaux, hope is clouded by betrayal. The memory of a shattered resistance network and emptied safehouses lingers. People speak cautiously of a former hero, a man who once united hundreds but then turned traitor, becoming a double agent. His name is André Grandclement. Early life. André Marie Hubert Grandclement was born on July 28, 1909, in Roquefort, southwestern France. His father, Admiral Raoul Gaston Grandclement, served in the French Navy. His mother, Amélie de Bérelet, came from a distinguished family. André's childhood followed his father's postings, from Paris to Beirut and Tunis, teaching him discipline and adaptability. He attended a Catholic private school in Paris and later studied law at the University of Poitiers while serving as a military officer. In 1929, he married Geneviève Toussaint. They had 5 children, though only 2 daughters, Ghislaine and Francine, survived infancy. A riding accident ended his army career in 1934, forcing him into civilian life. He settled in Bordeaux as an insurance broker, rebuilding his future from scratch. There, he later met Lucette Tardes, the woman who would become his second wife. The war and the resistance. When World War II broke out in 1939, Grandclement was recalled to duty despite being previously deemed unfit. He fought bravely in the Battle of Stan during the German invasion of France and earned respect for his conduct. After France's defeat and the armistice of June 22, 1940, he returned to Bordeaux. At first, he accepted the Vichy regime under Marshal Philippe Pétain, admiring its order and anti-communist stance. But the brutal reality of occupation soon changed his mind. By 1941, with his father's encouragement, he joined the French resistance, cautiously at first, wary of its left-wing factions. In 1942, he joined the Organisation Civile et Militaire, OCM, a right-leaning resistance group, under the alias Bernard. He was placed in charge of the vast region from Poitiers to Bayonne, uniting scattered cells, forming secret camps, arranging night drop zones, and establishing contact with London. That same year, he married Lucette Tardes, his loyal companion in the underground movement. Alliance with Britain. Grandclement's network soon connected with the British Special Operations Executive, SOE, which supplied radios, weapons, explosives, and instructors to resistance groups across occupied Europe. With British support, the Bordeaux network grew rapidly. Dozens of fields were cleared for parachute drops, and local units trained for sabotage and uprising. For a moment, everything seemed to be working perfectly. Then, in 1943, everything began to collapse. Capture and betrayal. That year, the Gestapo unleashed a wave of arrests across France. Resistance networks were broken through informants, radio tracking, and surprise raids. When a Paris cell fell, its documents led German intelligence straight to Bordeaux. Though Grandclement initially escaped, tragedy struck when his wife Lucette was arrested. Desperate to save her, he considered surrendering, a move his comrades opposed. In September 1943, he was recognized in a Paris café, captured, and taken back to Bordeaux. There, the skilled Gestapo officer Friedrich Doss interrogated him. Realizing how much the Germans already knew, Grandclement was offered a deal. If the resistance surrendered part of its weapons, the Germans would release many prisoners. Later, those men could fight communists once the Allies landed. After failed talks with his comrades, Grandclement accepted the Gestapo's terms. Roughly 45 tons of hidden weapons were surrendered, in exchange for the release of about 100 prisoners. To some, he had saved lives. To others, he had committed unforgivable treason. From that moment, André Grandclement became a German double agent. Collapse and reckoning. His betrayal tore the Bordeaux resistance apart. Some argued his choices preserved strength for the post-war fight against communism. Most saw him as the man who destroyed their cause. By early 1944, France was again stirring. The Allied invasion loomed, and the resistance revived. Yet the wounds from Grandclement's deal had not healed. In July 1944, the French service in London broadcast a message naming him a traitor and collaborator responsible for the deaths of fellow fighters. Hunted, he and Lucet hid near the Atlantic coast at Pyla-sur-Mer. He wrote a desperate appeal to General Charles de Gaulle, pleading for a chance to defend himself. Soe agents approached him, claiming they would escort him to England, but it was a trap. He, Lucet, and his bodyguard Marc de Lugot were instead taken to a secret resistance camp. There, a brief tribunal questioned him. He argued that his pact with the Gestapo had spared lives and redirected German fury toward communists, not patriots. His judges disagreed. They saw only the damage, arrests, and deaths that followed. On July 27, 1944, one day before his 35th birthday, André Grandclement was executed by the resistance, along with Lucet and de Lugot. In revenge, the Gestapo later murdered around 50 prisoners, a grim testament to how valuable they considered their fallen agent. Epilogue. André Grandclement's name remains one of the darkest in the history of the French resistance. A man torn between ideals, fear, and fatal compromise. Hero or traitor, patriot or opportunist. His story reveals how, in war, morality itself can be a battlefield. Before we end today's story, your destination for true stories from the past. Discover exclusive documentaries and hidden histories you won't find anywhere else. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.